4radio.com.
Terrestrial Silver was founded in 1997. Our goal today remains the same as it was back then, to provide you, our customer, with a quality custom buckle at an affordable price. From 1 to 100, our buckles are all made one at a time by hand. Our only limit is your imagination. Give us a call today at 800-550-7535 and let us help you design your next trophy buckle. That's Terrestrial Silver, Llano, Texas. Find us on Facebook or at terrestrialsilver.com. Proud to be part of She's Gone Country with the CB Cowgirls.
Rebecca Lawler Limited is the culmination of a lifelong dream for philanthropist and designer Rebecca Lawler. She designed her patented, unique glass heart, which is handcrafted by glass artists in Virginia. Placed in the center is a brilliant gem. The heart can be worn with the Rebecca Lawler Limited signature ribbon or an awareness ribbon of choice. To join the mission of the Hearts of Hope Foundation and add a Rebecca Lawler signature heart to your own personal style, go to RebeccaLawlerLimited.com. That's RebeccaLawlor Limited.com.
American Hat Company is known throughout the world as the hat preferred by rodeo champions, ranchers, everyday cowboys, cowgirls, and rodeo fans. From the arena to the boardroom, no one does it better. Handmade in Bowie, Texas, American hats are made with tradition in the old-fashioned way. From the finest in felts to the best in straws, there is an American hat for every occasion. The CB Cowgirls are proud to have our ambassadors wearing the #1 hat in the world. Thank you, American Hat. Find your own American hat at your favorite retailer. American Hats, handcrafted since 1915.
She's Gone Country with the CB Cowgirls is proud to have as our charity of choice Man Up Crusade. Man Up is working in the Western world to reduce domestic violence in society and contribute to social change by promoting safe and healthy relationships. Growing up in a violent home is one of the most terrifying and traumatic experiences a child can go through. Let's work together to help those afflicted to stand and know they're not alone. Find out more at manupcrusade.com. Take a stand and break the cycle of domestic violence.
This is 4Radio, a media platform used to elevate voices and empower dreams.
All right, rodeo fans, it's time for She's Gone Country with the CB Cowgirls. Introducing your host, Becky Christensen, and co-host Vicki Christensen O'Shields. Presented to you by Boyd Gaming. Hey, let's ride.
Well, good evening and happy Monday, and welcome to our show this week. This is Becky, your host of She's Gone Country with the CB Cowgirls, and I just wanted to let our listeners know that our co-host, Vicki Christensen O'Shields, and our guest co-host, Bobby Jean Olson, are both off tonight. I know Vicki had a fun trip in New Mexico over the weekend and went to some fun cooking schools, and we'll get to hear all about that next week. And I believe she actually has some videos she may be posting. But Vicki, drive careful, drive safe, and have a nice evening tonight with Bud when you get home, if you tune in and you listen to the broadcast later. Bobby Jean is busy as ever doing what she does best, and that's modeling and acting and just, you know, promoting the Western world. And I know she's out on a photo shoot. I think she texted me at probably 3:30 this afternoon, and that was our time here on the Pacific side, Pacific Standard Time, and she's in Arizona. So had to have been close to 4, and they were just breaking for lunch. So I know it's been a busy day for her. So we will welcome them back next week. If you're tuning in tonight, you have caught our broadcast on social media, and it is our weekly broadcast. We have gone to a pre-recorded show. So be sure that you download, take a listen, and feel free to share that out with to all your friends out there on the social media world. I just want to say thank you to our sponsors. We can't do our show each and every week without our sponsors. So, of course, our presenting sponsor, Cinch Boyd Gaming Shootout, we want to thank them for partnering with us in the fall of 2016, and they will carry through with us through the year 2017 and hopefully beyond. We really have had some fun collaborating with Boyd Gaming. So thank you to Boyd. I want to say thank you to 4Radio, who our show rides on each and every week. Maria, we cannot do our show without you, so we thank you, thank you, thank you. That's our producer. Trace Rio Silver, Rodeo Spot Marketing, American Hats, and Cinch, and, of course, Challenge of Champions Tour. I know Jason's tour is getting underway, and he has some fun events coming up. I think his next one's in Prineville. So be sure you check out his website and see if you can get to a tour stop near a town near you. So with that being said, I'm excited for tonight. We have some great guests on with us tonight. For those of you maybe who haven't heard our show or just tuning in, She's Gone Country, the CB Cowgirls, is all about the stories behind the stories and really promoting the Western world and all that it is and all that it encompasses, and really highlighting how wonderful the lifestyle that we get to lead is, and why my Aunt Vicki, and all of us are so passionate about elevating and empowering those in the Western world. So tonight we are going to take a step back and have some time to visit with someone that is very well known in the rodeo community, and he has made a stellar career for himself, worked his way up the ranks in the PRCA, and just recently has retired as an elite rodeo athlete, and we saluted him. He had a great career, and I am welcoming to the show him and his wife, and that is Mr. Ryan and Mrs. Lacey Gray. How are you guys doing this evening?
We're doing good. Thank you for having us.
Hi. Now, Lacey, Ryan, you are here. You guys are up here in the Great Northwest with myself, and how are you guys surviving this winter so far?
It's pretty cold right now. We're braving the winter, but it's kind of winding down. It's definitely
ready for spring, right?
We are ready for spring. We've had a lot of snow, more than average, and so we're ready for it to go away.
Oh my goodness! I know it's been terrible.
Winter wonderland.
Well, and
so
you
beautiful.
guys are out in west, the west side of Spokane, out in the Cheney area, correct?
Yeah, we're just northwest of Spokane, actually. So,
okay,
about 30 miles outside of Spokane.
Gotcha. Yeah, so you're out there, and I'm sure the snow's piling up. And Lacey, just so you guys know, like I said, we are visiting tonight, so this is a family affair tonight. So I know that, Lacey, you have, and Ryan, you guys have 2 children. Share with us a little bit about your growing family.
Well, they're here. You might be able to hear them in the background. But Ransom,
yes,
he turned 3 in January, and Laramie, she just turned 1. So
they
keep
and they
us
are
pretty
so
busy.
cute.
Thanks. We just got done. Ransom went to wrestling practice tonight with Ryan. Ryan was a wrestler growing up, so that's something fun that they get to do together. Already.
Oh my gosh, you have a 3-year-old wrestling? That's got to be the cutest thing ever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, Ryan, you had made a big decision in this last, year and season to retire. And you have had a phenomenal career. You have had, so many wins underneath your belt. You've been to the NFR 8 times. I want to share with our listeners just a little bit about your story and a little bit about, how you came up. You've always been involved in rodeo, but you came up through the college ranks and into the professional ranks. And in between college and the professional ranks, that's where you and Lacey met. You were in college. Share with us a little bit about, your time as a professional bareback rider. What did that look like? And tell us a little bit of fun stories that you got to experience in your career.
Well, as far as the stories and experiences, I mean, there's been so many, it's hard to pick one out, but I mean, being at the top, level of, being a professional athlete, being a professional bareback rider in rodeo was something that I always wanted to do. And I kind of knew that, at a pretty young age, and it kind of just set that as a goal and just always worked towards that, just continued to work towards that goal, my whole career till, I was in college, through college, and then it finally kind of started to come into fruition that, I was good enough to be able to go and compete against the best guys in the world and become a great bareback rider. And so I was, it was a fun career. It doesn't seem like that long ago, but time flies.
Time flies.
It does.
It definitely does. It definitely does. And you, I know some of our listeners may not recall, and if you haven't had a chance, go back into the archives. We were just discussing before we went live. We had Ryan on back in 2000. I think we decided 14 when he was coming off of an injury and going gung-ho back into competing. And I know we touched on it then, but Ryan, you went to college in Odessa where my brother Jesse went, and you guys coached under the same coach. Tell us a little bit about Lacey, you were there as well. So the two of you, I don't know who wants to go first. Maybe we'll start with Lacey. How did you meet Ryan in college?
he was in the same dorm room as I was, and I would invite him to go to Bible study every week, him and his roommate. And so we got to know each other through Bible study. His roommate was in the same math class as I was, and I terrible at math, and Dustin was really good at math, so he would help me with my math homework. And, Ryan was always in the room, but we never really talked. I was kind of shy, and I think he's the same. So he was always on the phone with a girl, I could tell, so I just assumed he had a girlfriend, and then he'd say, "I love you" at the end. And turns out it was his mom. So yeah, we got to know each other good with a good foundation through Bible study, and once we started talking, we knew pretty quick that we really liked each other. So.
Well, so how long have you guys been married now?
10 years.
Wow, that's awesome. 10 years. Well, and for a couple as yourself, meeting in college and getting married and carrying, I know a lot of folks do it, but I know that there had to been some challenges on the road, or how was it for you, Lacey, with him out on the road competing as heavily as he was? Did you go with him to all the events, or were you busy back home doing your own things? How'd that work in his career?
Both. I got to go a lot, and I'm so thankful for that because I grew up with rodeo, and so it's a lifestyle, and I would miss it tremendously if I was home and he was out on the road all the time. And then for our marriage, too, to be able to go and spend months with him up in the Northwest during the summertime and enjoy it. He would still get in a camper and go with the guys for the weekend to the rodeos that I didn't want to go to, and they're driving all night to more rodeos in 2 days or something like that. But I was able to get to go plenty and make a lot of memories. So, yeah.
Well, now, Lacey, where are you originally from?
Arizona.
Okay. Oh, so you know what it's like down there. It's probably 100 degrees down there right now by now. In the middle of Actually, I heard it was somewhat cold down there during whatever rodeo was going on down there. I saw a post from someone that said it was a little cold down there this time of year. So. Well, you guys have managed 10 years. You've managed the rodeo road, and, it's been a great career for Ryan. And, Lacey, I applaud you for being, the wife and traveling with him. It is a lifestyle. It is something special that, some people don't understand when you're traveling down the road to so many rodeos and trying, to make a career out of it. And it has its challenges, but it has its rewards as well. So, I'm excited to hear, Ryan, what you and Lacey are doing now that you've made the choice to retire. I'd like to talk a little bit about what that decision was like and was it, if it was a hard decision or what went into that as a family. We're going to take a quick break, but I want to take a break now and then come back and go into that because I'm really interested, and you've got a lot going on. You guys are a great family, and I think it's important that we share how life goes on after a rodeo and after competing. So we'll be right back. More with Ryan and Lacey Dale. Stay tuned.
4radio.com.
All of us here at Terrestrial Silver are proud to offer a complete award lineup from saddles, tack, and all in between. Terrestrial is your one-stop shop. Give the shop a call today to discuss your association award needs with one of our family design staff. And don't forget to shop online with us for that special gift. Our new online store features beautiful jewelry, tees, caps, and much more. Proud to be part of She's Gone Country with the CB Cowgirls. That's Terrestrial Silver, Llano, Texas. Find us on Facebook or at terrestrialsilver.com.
Abraham, David, John the Baptist, and Jesus were all seeking a wilderness experience when they would flee to the desert. Join a Higher Ascent for a one-day or multi-day wilderness experience where we seek God in the stillness. Visit us at higherascent.com.
In today's busy world, it's nice to know that help is just a moment away. Andrea at Rodeo Spot Marketing is your one-stop shop. Full-service web and graphic design service, along with photo projects, printing services, marketing, and promotional. Let their staff take the stress off you and put a smile on your face. Always creative, always competitive priced, always working for you. That's Rodeo Spot Marketing. Find them at rodeospot.com. Tell Andrea the CB Cowgirls sent you. She's Gone Country with the CB Cowgirls is proud to have as our charity of choice Man Up Crusade. Man Up is working in the Western world to reduce domestic violence in society and contribute to social change by promoting safe and healthy relationships. Growing up in a violent home is one of the most terrifying and traumatic experiences a child can go through. Let's work together to help those afflicted to stand and know they're not alone. Find out more at manupcrusade.com. Take a stand and break the cycle of domestic violence.
4radio.com.
Welcome back to She's Gone Country with the CB Cowgirls. This is your host, Becky Christensen Maston. I still have to get used to saying my last name. That's week 2 that I have forgotten to say both my new married names. How terrible is that? Gray, I'm so sorry. Oh, my goodness. Aunt Vicki and Bobby Jean have the night off, so I just want to tell them that we will welcome them back next week, and I hope they're enjoying their evenings. And I am taking some time tonight and catching up and talking about life after the rodeo road with Ryan and Lacey Gray. Folks, ladies, gentlemen, how are you this evening? Gosh, I feel all tongue-tied this evening. Are you guys still with me?
We're here, yeah. Yeah, we had it on mute. Yeah.
Don't feel
the kids
bad.
are having a good time, so we want everybody to enjoy that.
You know, it's Monday, and I'm glad that they're with me on the phone because, you know, that's what rodeo is all about. That's what the rodeo family is all about. You know, it extends beyond the generations, and it is a generational, you know, carried on. I mean, you're wrestling with your son pretty soon. I know you're probably going to be having to teach him the rodeo ropes. Do you think he's going to be a bareback rider like you, Ryan, one day?
No.
I don't. Lacey says no. I hope he plays golf.
Oh, yeah.
Baseball or something. He's pretty good at baseball.
I'm pretty good at baseball.
You can hear him in the background. He agrees.
He is such a
we're definitely going to keep our kids involved in the Western lifestyle. It's it's fun. It's fun to have kids that kind of just teach them the Western way of life, and just I think that's going to be a fun experience for us.
Well, and I think that your kids are very blessed because not only do they have parents that are rooted in their faith in Christ, they're rooted in rodeo, and they're rooted in you guys are just rooted deep, and I think that your kids are very blessed by that. Ryan, I know that had to have been a hard decision for you and Lacey. It might have been an easy decision, but I've got to assume for any cowboy with a length of career like you had, it's got to weigh heavy on you when you kind of say, you know what, it's time. Or did you know?
I mean, I felt like I knew. I mean, I didn't. It's harder and harder to leave home, with the kids, and it just kind of just felt like it was the right time, and
yeah,
the rodeos. I mean, it's kind of you touched on this earlier, but it's kind of it's an individual sport, but it's kind of a team sport when you're married and you have a family. So, it's, a lot of the decisions that you make are around what's best for not just for your career, but for your family. And so, a lot of that decision was based on just, being at home more, and I enjoy that. And I enjoy being at home with my family. I definitely, miss rodeo, miss seeing the people that you get to see all the time, that, your rodeo family. But there's nothing like being at home and raising kids, right. And, that won't get old.
Well, and I think what's great about your family unit is, Lacey, you are talented in your own right, and Ryan, you are talented as well, and you started a new construction company, and that's what you've got going with, up here in the Northwest for Life After Rodeo. So tell us a little bit about your construction company and what you're doing up here.
Yeah, I started a company called Cowboy Construction, and we just kind of got into remodeling up. We're doing some commercial remodel right now, and people are really, I just love custom work. I love doing, kind of my own thing, and designing things for people, and I just love unique design, and we've we have been fortunate to get a lot of business, and so it's been fun. I don't know where it's been going to take us, but I know it seems like a lot of people need a lot of things done all of a sudden. So because we've been pretty busy, and it looks like we're going to stay that way for a while. So it's kind of an exciting venture, but it's definitely going to keep us busy.
Well, and I really think, and I know, I'm pretty positive you guys will agree with me that there's that typical saying that they say when one door closes, another one opens. But I really believe that, when the Lord directs you in one step and then he directs you in another, he's already laid the foundation. He's already made he's already ordained your steps. So you may have left rodeo, but he already knew where you were going. And I have to tell you, listeners, if you have not liked his Facebook page, go to Cowboy Construction on Facebook. Your education, Ryan, and your degrees are in business and ag leadership, but you are a phenomenal. The woodwork I'm looking at, where did this come from? Where did you learn to do this?
I don't know. Everybody asks me that. I don't know. The ladies that we're building this event center for, they've asked me all the time, like, where'd you learn how to do that? Like, I don't know. I just learned how to do it. I enjoy.
It couldn't have been just shop in high school.
Yeah, well,
or woodworking, or I'm not even sure what it is.
And, yeah, I just enjoy working with my hands, and I like, just doing things outside the box and making people happy.
We're both really creative people and artistic, and we remodeled our Texas house, so we learned a lot there. And still, if he didn't know how to do something, he'd Google it and just go to work doing it. Ryan's one of the hardest working people I've ever known, and throughout rodeo and driving all night and getting to the next one from those college days and making it happen. He's done that now, forging this new career over the summer, and going to work and making the next step happen. So I've been really proud of him to see him do this.
Yeah.
Go into it full force. So.
Well, and you guys are both in your own right. Like I said, Lacey, you are very talented and creative. I've seen some of your things that you've, I don't want to just say things, projects and refinishing work that you've done, and bed design, frame designs. You guys are both very, very artistic, and that lends to such a great team going into a construction company, even if you are, behind the scenes supporting him. But behind every good man is a great woman. So we have to make sure that, you guys are a team, and the Lord honors that. And boy, Ryan, I tell you, not only what fascinates me is, Ryan, I know as a bareback rider, that is it is the hardest sport on a cowboy as far as your body is concerned. And you have had your fair shares of injuries. Even in your last ride, I know you had some shoulder issues, if I'm correct. How are you faring with recovery and coming out from that last year in rodeo to now? Are you doing okay? Is your recovery going well?
Yeah, I'm healing up. I've been doing my physical therapy. I had a shoulder surgery, then I had a knee surgery, and then I had elbow surgery, all in 3 months. So
oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm hopefully all done with that. So I've been I'm feeling good though. I'm feeling every day I feel a little bit better. So I'm definitely on the mend.
Awesome. That is so awesome. Well, I know we only have a few minutes left, but I think one thing I would really like to touch on is coming off of the rodeo, this is going to be your first full year retired. How important do you think, coming out of retirement and being a full-time athlete, how important is it, would you say, for Cowboys today? Because, when I was growing up, and when the Cowboys back in the day when I was younger was growing up, the money that was in rodeo just wasn't what it is today. And so a lot of times, you have the American, you had all these different great opportunities to earn a ton of money, and it's so much greater. Do you still think that the value of having an education and having a plan after retirement, despite where the money is today in rodeo, is important for Cowboys?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's all about how determined you are to do to get what you want. I mean, I don't think you have to have best education in the world to to be good at something or to go after what you want. I think it's. I mean, I just we
more so
Lacey
a plan of action.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess more so just planning out your future and planning out. I mean, we don't. I mean, we've got a plan, but we just we wing it a lot. I mean, we make decisions on the fly, but we make them together, and we I think after having a rodeo career, Lacey and I have just decided that we're going to start a new adventure, and we've got kids now in the construction company, and we want to be the best at that now. I mean, we put everything we had into rodeo and did it really well and did it the best we could, and now we want to do the same thing with our kids and with our new company.
Wonderful. Lacey, I got to ask you. Go ahead. I was just going to ask you, what would you have to say to add to that?
I think rodeo's taught us how to fly by the seat of our pants and make decisions just based on where you got to be next or what rig's broken down or how to get there. And so before Dallas, before the ERA finals, we're like, well, are you going to go back to pro rodeo next year? Or is it time? We decided within a couple days that it was time. Like, it was the right time, and we both had peace about Ryan's retirement. And it wasn't something that we talked about and planned out for months, but when you know, and God gives you peace over the right decision. Peace. So, yeah, and so it's just one of those things, and we're both looking forward to the next adventure. We're talking about building a home or forever home up here, and so that'll be a big project that Public Construction is going to be working his whole heart out on.
I can guarantee you it is going to be one beautiful masterpiece home, and it's probably going to be one that needs to be featured on TV or something, because I'm really enthralled by the work that you guys do. I've seen your pictures on Facebook, and I think anything you touch will turn into something beautiful. So I just want to thank you guys so much for taking some time out. I know you guys are super busy. I know, Ryan, you've got a lot on your plate. I'm just glad to see that you're coming out and you're healing, and it sounds like life is good, and you guys are looking forward to the next chapter. I guess at this point, the one thing I would just ask before we close out is if there's one thing that, Ryan, you would say you're looking forward to the most, what would that be?
Well, I mean, I'm just looking forward to spending, the rest of my life with raising these kids and enjoying my wife at home and enjoying our time together. I mean, time is time back. So, I mean, that's something that, one reason that I made that decision. And so, I mean, we got a lot to look forward to. So it's hard to pick one out, but I guarantee you have these little kids. And
well, you've got two beautiful little children that are coming up, and you guys, a beautiful wife. So your life is full, Ryan, and I'm just honored to have some time to speak with both of you. Lacey, thank you so much for arranging the opportunity to visit with you guys, and I wish you all the most happiness in the world, and I hope to catch up with you down the road and see what you guys are up to as you grow that business and that family. So with that, I'm going to say thank you for joining us. I'm going to tell our listeners to please make sure you share and pass this great broadcast on and let everyone know that Ryan has got a great new construction company with him and his wife, and if they are up here in the Northwest and need some work done, give them a call. They can be found on Facebook at Cowboy Construction. I'm going to say goodnight, and I'm going to close it out with our good friend Crystal Lyons and a little Cowgirl Logic, and we will see you next week.
Lines, and I don't know about you, but I have a problem around my house when it comes to remembering to turn off the water when filling the water troughs. Well, I make promises and I tell myself I won't forget it this time, only to wake up with another man-made flood range again. I always make myself feel better by saying, well, the ground needed watering anyway. Or how about this one? The horse's feet were needing some moisture. Well, I finally had to admit to myself that I can't seem to handle this most basic of responsibilities, and I went out and bought a timer for the water hose. It's great. Set the timer, walk off, and it's dealt with.
Well, I find that running my mouth is a lot like filling the water trough. Though I start with good intentions of only saying what needs to be said and no more, I find I almost always seem to let more ooze or gush out, and before I know it, I've just created a mud hole. Wouldn't it be so cool if someone would come up with a timer for the mouth? Proverbs says that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. In other words, what I think on is what I'm eventually going to say. What's in there will find expression. So it's not good enough for me to promise I'll be good. I won't. If I don't want ugly speech coming out my mouth, then I can't allow myself to dwell on ugly thoughts. I got to control it in the mental arena, because I can promise you, if I don't, it will show up in my speech, and my attitude will be one of a walking, overflowing trough that muddies up everything in its path. I'm Crystal Lyons, and this is just some Cowgirl Logic, and for more, you can go to cowgirllogic.net.
Rebecca Lawler Limited is the culmination of a lifelong dream for philanthropist and designer Rebecca Lawler. She designed her patented, unique glass heart, which is handcrafted by glass artists in Virginia. Placed in the center is a brilliant gem. The heart can be worn with the Rebecca Lawler Limited signature ribbon or an awareness ribbon of choice. To join the mission of the Hearts of Hope Foundation and add a Rebecca Lawler signature heart to your own personal style, go to RebeccaLawlerLimited.com. That's RebeccaLawlor Limited.com.
4radio.com.